probably my favorite IP from the late 80s, early 90s is the Ninja Turtles. And we're talking about that because the big Ninja Turtles movie just released last week, did great in the box office. And so I thought this was a good opportunity for us just to run down our top 5 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles projects of all time. And it's such a great idea. I mean, granted, acid was definitely involved when somebody came up with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I don't know how it could not be involved. Who the hell's sitting around their apartment saying, "Hey, you know what? Let's pretend this green stuff fell on these turtles, and they grew up, but they were already teenagers, and they learned karate from a rat." Yeah.
I think the official story is the original creators were joking around while drunk. But that may be the cleaned up version. I don't know.
On acid.
But the official story, I think, is that they were drunk. That's about all I know about the official story, and it was supposed to be a joke.
Well, it was the greatest joke of all time because it turned out great for them.
It was also
they laughed all the way to the bank.
It was also originally a parody of several other comic book series that were popular at the time, including some of because it was also a lot darker originally. So it was actually also a parody of Frank Miller's Ronin, which I was kind of surprised to see some Frank Miller stuff thrown. Was an inspiration for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but I haven't read Ronin, so I guess something. I guess the name sounds like it makes sense. It's where the ninja part comes from, I'm guessing, but I don't know. Are you there? Brian, I can't hear you. I can see your lips moving. There's no words coming out of your mouth. There's nothing going up and down either. I guess I'm gonna have to go through the top 5 while Brian figures out his microphone situation because he's definitely muted. Okay, so my top 5 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We'll start off with I don't know, the comic books. Number 5. Now let's just talk about the comic books. They were based off of several other comic books in parody format. Wikipedia tells me the listed comics include Marvel Comics Daredevil and New Mutants, Dave Sim's Cerebus, who knows? And Frank, I guess depends on your accent, and Frank Miller's Ronin. Brian returns. Really scratchy.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. You sound terrible. Well, not now. You sound better. Now I don't hear you at all.
Okay. Well, you do have that ready. You can't hear me at all.
I can hear you now.
Okay. All right.
Did you break another microphone? Did you break another microphone? You did this a couple weeks ago too.
No, it wasn't a couple weeks ago. It was last week, but it wasn't me. I didn't touch this microphone. But okay, so let's do our top 5 list for Ninja Turtles.
I already did my number 5. My number 5 ended up being the comic book series.
Okay, so number 5 is his comic book series. Well, let's just go through your list.
The original comic book series.
Okay, the original comic book series for you. All right, what's your number 4?
My number 4. Well, am I going through my entire list, or are you gonna?
Let's just go through your whole list.
All right. Number 4 has got to be everyone's gonna be surprised by this one, but it's purely because of stupid nostalgia. Whatever arcade game was at Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, the 1980s arcade game. Yeah.
I don't even know if it was because they had several arcade games of it. Whatever was at Chuck E. Cheese during the 1990s.
Yeah, well, that was the one I think everybody likes, where the first level you're fighting through a burning building to save April, and then Shredder kidnaps her.
I don't think there was any burning building that's at Chuck E. Cheese. I remember the big guy showing up, and April O'Neil does like a news report at the beginning.
That was Turtles in Time, dude.
No, I know Turtles in Time. That's I don't think so. I don't think this was Turtles in Time though that I played at Chuck E. Cheese.
All right, well let's go to your number 3.
Because I've played Turtles in Time plenty. Um, number 3 is going to be the first movie.
Okay.
'Cause that was
This
pretty
is
good.
solid.
Started
Solid
things
first live
off.
action movie in the, I
Yeah.
believe, 86, 87, somewhere 88, somewhere in there.
I think it was in the 90s, maybe
Mm.
early, like, because MC Hammer did the soundtrack for it.
Yeah, but number 2 came out in 1990, so.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, MC Hammer was in there though. That was kind of funny because his career went downhill later, and so did some other rappers that have been involved with the series.
I don't know if
But
it
it
was
had
a
like
series
terrible
called.
lines, but it was fun. And it introduced you to the Turtles. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's cool. Number 2 is going to be Turtles in Time
Okay.
because I love that game. Like, because I don't think it was Turtles in Time. Sorry, I'll be even more specific. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4, Turtles in Time for the Super Nintendo. And actually, I don't like the HD remake, the reshelled version, or some of the others.
It was good. Shut up. It was still good.
It was not.
Don't hate on
They
it. It was good. It was very good.
what made the
Entertaining.
Super
I loved it.
Nintendo version much better, at least.
I still love the one on Xbox because it let me play it again. So I
All
strike
right.
down your motion.
It was terrible. But the Super
Okay.
Nintendo one, what made it superior was one, it had extra levels, which was awesome, and there's some great the Tetradome, or whatever they called it, but it was great. Had some extra levels, and the controls were spot on. The sound was just like cool. Like they cleaned up the audio in the HD remake, and for some reason I didn't like it as much. It wasn't as charming or whatever, but maybe it just ruined my nostalgia. I don't know. But
Possible.
but number 1, am I going for number 1?
Go for number 1.
All right, number 1's going to be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: The Secret of the Ooze. Because we used to watch
that's
that
the greatest movie of all time. Greatest movie of all time.
Yeah, actually, at one point, I remember our parents were trying to send that movie, the VHS, to the junkyard, and I said no. I took it, and I think I still have it in a drawer somewhere.
Well, there you go.
And it's just awesome. Like we watched it so much. I remember loving that movie. I've watched it again since I was a kid. I still like it. I still love it. It's great stuff.
So yeah, well, here, let me jump into my top 5 list, and it's going to sound very familiar to you. You are correct. My number 5 on the list is actually the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1, the first live-action movie. I love that movie. It really did kick off all the Turtles, but it wasn't the greatest Turtles movie of all time. I think I already told people what that one was. But number 4, I have the Turtles 80s arcade game. Again, the one you played in Chuck E. Cheese when you were a kid, or Sports Zone, or wherever. So pretty much we're back to we're pretty close, similar to our lists. Number 3 was the 80s/90s cartoon, because I got to watch the live action movie and then I got to watch the cartoon. I mean, it was just all the Turtles coming together was just awesomeness. So I love that. Number 2 was my Turtles in Time, and I do have on there for the SNES because that was the best version of all the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in Time movies, as said by Brendan. And my number 1 is the same as his, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: Secret of the Ooze, because it is the greatest movie of all time. You want action? You got action. You want comedy? You got comedy. You want drama? Plenty of drama.
You want mutants? It's got mutants. You want teenagers? It's got teenagers. You want ninjas?
Rats? You got rats.
You want ninjas? It's got ninjas.
You want pizza? It's got pizza. I mean,
you want New York? It's got New York.
It's got everything. So yeah, and
I do have attractive reporters.
I do have a couple honorable mentions, and there was a TMNT. They actually called it that. It was a CGI movie, came out like 7-8 years ago. That wasn't bad. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters, a little known game from a lot of people. But it was actually like their own Street Fighter version of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So I love that game. So yeah, those are mine. Let us know if we missed anything. What's your top 5 list of Turtles projects? What do you think? Hit us up in comments down below. Of course, at What's My Face on Twitter, what'smyface@gmail.com. There's always Google Plus and Facebook, and of course our website, what'smyface.com. So hit us up, let us know.
And if you happen to mention the live-action TV series, you and I might be the only people that remember it.
I remember it too, but it was not good. So
It only lasted one season.
Yeah, I just remember one of the turtles was driving around doing his own pirate radio.
Yeah, I remember that too. I thought that was awesome.
Pirate radio. We drive around in a car. It's like,
and Fox Kids was encouraging pirate radio. That was awesome.
So. But yeah, that's our turtles projects right there. So.